Hi there, Ron here, Variable Play, and welcome to Just Sleeping. Well, I'm gonna be sleeping, but I'm not leaving. Don't I realized that there was some sort of pun there, not intended. I'm literally just leaving. Well, I'm also kind of unboxing um, the the game, and the game is Dune Imperium from Direwolf. Let's see the back of the box. Um, So it's from the Dune universe, and I have been a big fan of um, the Dune genre for a long time. But I haven't fully read the books, and well, actually, I listened to the audiobooks of Dune uh, from his from Paul Atreides' journey to him becoming sort of their uh, yeah, from him transitioning to the next phase of his evolution, and to the rest of all of the different sort of families in. So Dune is in a sci-fi universe, and it's all about um, this planet called Dune, the desert planet, Arrakis, also known as Dune or the Dune Desert. Um, and it's my first encounter with Dune was Dune 2, not even Dune 1. I played Dune 1, but I don't understand like the system. So I went for Dune 2, which so it's a PC game. Loved it. I was just really amazed. Although as soon as World Warcraft added the ability to select multiple units at the same time, that was pretty cool. So I hope you guys are enjoying a bit of a break this um, holiday. Well, today it's a holiday in the Philippines. So meantime, see, I should have prepared. This is gonna take forever. Do I have a there? I do have a pen. So we will be unboxing and also sleeving. So this will be a while, and if you guys are, oh, number one, if you guys can hear me, it would be great if you guys can comment. Um, Also, there are a lot of components. There's 200 plus cards. 200 plus? I thought it was just like 100 something. Oh boy. So there are a lot of cards in the game. I've prepared. Hopefully, I have prepared enough sleeves. All right. Okay. So this is Dune Imperium. Nice. Designed by Paul Denon. So, if I'm not mistaken, he's the same guy who designed Clank. Is he? So, isn't he? But the idea of this game is it's a deck building game with the addition of worker placement. Wow, I am loving the presentation already. So in the In all the known universe, there is no more precious resource than the spice melange. Found only in the harsh planet of Arrakis, also known as Dune, control of spice is a focal point of conflict among the great houses of the Imperium. So they can do space travel already. Um, and they call it fold space, where you have these sort of navigators that can fold space. So, in pursuit of those vying for power, seek alliances and support to secure their position in the chosen company and its insatiable hunger for profit. You can be the far-sighted Bene Gesserit. So the Bene Gesserit faction is like the sisters or like the sisterhood, and they are the ones holding the prophecy of Dune. The Spacing Guild, basically the fold space travel. Some mentioned the Fremen, which is the residents of Dune. They have adapted and are able to really survive in the desert environment of Dune. Um, and the Emperor himself, it's not above struggle of dominance. Oh, so these are the different factions you can sort of uh, uh, gain influence with to better control the spice. And who controls the spice? Controls the universe. So, spice must flow. There is a rule book. So I quickly saw Shaddam the Fourth of House Corino, Spacing Guild, the Bene Gesserits, and the Fremen. So, and the Emperor resides in the Lanzarat. Ah, so that's pretty cool. You guys can also watch it played, like how to play it, uh, just by going to um, watch it played and reading that QR code, or you can Google it. Got the rule book. You got your main concepts. You got your player has their own leader from the different houses. If I'm not mistaken, like the for the ones who play the PC game, Ordos and well, Harkonnen is here. I don't think Ordos is here, which was one of my favorite at that time. But definitely Atreides, which is from House Leto Atreides, uh, is part of the game. Um, they're using art, which is in reference to the upcoming movie Dune, which is such a beloved. I am really hopeful it's a good movie. I mean, the story wise of Dune is so good already. So I think they just kind of need to work it in a movie perspective. Then it should be perfectly fine. You got some combat cards and the phases in the game. All right. Oh, and then you get some icon guides for terms. It's good. You got a solo and two-player mode, so it's generally 3 to 4. Oh, and you even have a guide for the different spaces, worker placement spaces. So let me just double check if my audio is fine. So we need some flags. This is the House Harkonnen guy, isn't he? Come on. It's not triggering the page change. Oh, I can't watch it. Um, that's interesting. Hang on. So I can't watch it on my phone. Hello, my test. Do I have sound? Oh, I can't watch it. Okay, okay. All right, I did. I did. Okay, going back. We're fine. All right, cool. So, thank you for joining, everyone. Today we are just leaving Dune. Let me remove that ticker banner. I think we get it. Okay. Um, so, might as well start um, popping these player components. So, I'm guessing that's what you get for each player. Thanks, Morgan. So, hopefully, it's not too dark. Maybe it's a little bit too dark. Let me just quickly adjust that. I think maybe keep driving it a little bit. There you go. Sounds about right. So those are for each of the four player components. And then these are, I believe, the different factions that you can gain favor to. And I believe this is like the leader of the Harkonnen. I'm not entirely sure. And this is the Spiceburn token. So I need some. Where did I put? Hmm, I wonder if they will put spaces where we can place these in the word. We shall find out. Maybe I should play some background music. Do I still have that app? I used to have this app. Mm, auto. There you go. Okay. So we have something that's filling the dead air. Okay, so here's your board. We will open up the board later. Let me just get to the components first. Some spacers. That's cool. And I have this card pillar thing. Oh, okay. Things have moved around inside. Luckily, no significant damage there. All right. I remember it had these large, large cards. Mats. Do I have? Don't think I have of this size. Hmm. I haven't seen something that's of this size. All right. We got the combat cards and the actual cards that we have to sleeve and some resource tokens. Cool. Cubes. Workers. All right. So in the meantime, let's if I can reach in. There you go. Neat. So I'm preparing some containers just so it's easier for people to get into playing. Normally, I would optimize the setup. You do that by getting some containers, um, but my character stuff are fairly um, they're big workers, so I don't think I can utilize these much. I'll put them in for now. So one for each player. These are just small pillboxes. Hey Wilson. Yes, it is Dune. Uh, so number of cards, I think there's like 170, 160 something here, and then maybe 50 plus with these small ones. That's the number of cards. Uh, which house? Well, I mean, I if House Ordos was part of the game, I would go for Ordos just because that's what I loved when I played the Dune PC game back in the day. But of course, if I don't have that, then I would have to go to a Trades, I guess, for now, just because I get to see Paul and Lito Trades and all the big known characters in the game. Uh, but yeah, those are my that will be my pick. Yes, Lulu. Spice must flow. You are correct, Wilson. I'm talking about Dune 2000 for the batchmates that know what I'm talking about. All right, let's put these inside for now. Let me just show you the insert is fine. I think I this thing works. This one not so much because you gotta reach in um, and sort of get them out. So I'm gonna have to think of a way to store this that's easier for players to get to the cards without messing them up. And if there is a sleeve this big, I know there are postcard sleeves. I don't remember though. I did get some of those before, but I don't remember get buying something this of this size. Wow, come on. Uh, oh, okay. Now it can cross to the other side. This is annoying. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm so sorry. Uh, so let me just adjust our camera setup. Is it too bright? Not not super bright. It's a little bit bright. Oh, reduce that thing. Let's see now. There you go. All right. Okay. So these are your different houses that you can try out in the game. House Rich. I don't remember them in the book. House Riches. Maybe I was asleep. Because I listened to the audiobook. That's that's how I learned about this game. Then you got the House Atreides, of course, Duke Leto, um, his son Paul Atreides, still from House Atreides. Then you got Baron Vladimir Harkonnen from the House Harkonnen, and we even have Batista here. I know. I'm not a little like it could have been better. And then Wilson, if you mentioned they were mentioned in the prequels, the son's author. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Yes. So we got here Batista. Well, and but of course, it's super cool that it's in House Harkonnen. House Thorvald, I also am not that familiar. What's the third faction in Dune? In the original PC game. Um, so you got Ordos, the Harkonnen, and Atreides. I think it's just three back in the day. So those are the character cards, or mainly how you will be playing the game. It's going to be asynchronous, so player map, and we have our lots and lots and lots of cards. So it's a deck builder with a bit of worker placement. So you guys can go grab some coffee or maybe some wine, and you can join me as I just sleeve. It's not as bad if the for the ones who ever saw that time where I sleeved Xeno Shift, which was 500 plus cards. That one took me 3 hours, so I don't think it will take me that long for this one. I have prepared my sleeves ahead of time, so I'm using the while the card back is nice. Right? I am thinking this is more of like a proper um, deck builder. Like there's really going to be a lot more shuffling with it, especially since you have good access to cards. So I went for a proper Ultra Pro matte sleeve, just because I wanted more assurance on like the shuffle ability. That's a thing. Yeah, the backside is just oh, so Wilson, yes, thank you. Yeah, so they're the only ones I remember. The three houses back in Dune 2000, Dune 2K. The backside is just a planet. So the planet Dune and the moons. I think the only one that will change is the Automa deck. That's the only one. So most of it would be that back anyway. I think it's fine. Hawk, Ram, and Snake. I think these are the symbols of the different houses. Uh, Leuven, read forgot the name of the houses. Saw the movie when I was in high school. Honestly, I tried watching that old movie. So I listened to the books. That was fantastic. The movie was difficult to watch, but there's somebody that like remixed it online and sort of like added bits so that it was more coherent with like the book storyline. That one I tried watching. I was able to finish it. Uh, Pretty good. Although if you do get the chance to listen to the audiobook, I highly recommend. The backside of the character cards are your player aid. So, which is why I would want to sleeve it. Don't know if I can find one. If it's possible to sleeve cubes, would I do it? Probably not. Because cubes are very resilient. Cards, however, you shuffle it and you get some white uh, singeing here because as you keep shuffling, the card stock isn't that thick. It's good, but it's like standard playing card stock, so it's not. It's really meant so that you can shuffle it well. But I did mention before I have sleeved money, the power grid money. Mintworks, the cards in Mintworks, I also have that sleeved. So if I had the chance, I would sleeve it. All right, let's flip this so we can see what. So might as well we can see the art and the components. We'll set the Automa aside first because they're not as exciting. We want to see the cards themselves. Wilson mentions, yes, the symbols of the three. So Atreides gets the hawk. Oh, Ram is Harkonnen, and Snake is Ordos. Woohoo! And the Mentats. Mentats are like their human AI of sorts, like super brain humans. Spacing Guild, Bene Gesserit, they're prophecy people. Ooh, there's an 8 DVD 3-part series? Yeah, I know, but you will only be playing with four maximum per game. So the idea is you will get two cards, two player mats. You choose one, you flip the other one. So that's why it's this style. So because you will be the game only holds up to four players, if I'm not mistaken. Alrighty, so we got some assassination mission. And this card is trash. Game four. I forgot the name of the money in their game, but it's like Solari, Doctor Yue, Sardokar infantry. Sardokar are the PSG, the PSG of Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me, because my hand's gonna keep crossing, and it's gonna keep. Um, there we go. And let's move the autofocus. Okay. So my hand's gonna keep crossing, and I'm so the Sardokar infantry. They're like the presidential security group, the army, the personal army of the emperor. So we got some scouts. I know the sort of starting player cards have a symbol up top. Imperial Spy. Well, it's always been interesting to trash this card to. I think that's probably like progress with one of the influences. Maybe. Not entirely sure. And if you use it for, instead of playing the card, you will get those resources on hand. The voice. Ah, from the Bene Gesserit. So Bene Gesserits have this skill that they use, um, to sort of influence people around them, and it's a funny thing to listen to, um, in the audiobook. It's like, oh, they're using the voice. They're using the voice on the assassination card. Is part of the story. That's where the that's so Wilson said the assassination card is part of the story. I think that he's mentioning the assassination mission. Yes, yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. This is the tiny mosquito up front, when Paul came first visited uh, Dune. Yes, Missionara Protectiva. I'm I'm sorry if I'll be like saying it a certain way. It's because I'm remembering how they said it in the audiobook. I know, right? Let me change key for you guys. I don't know if you guys hear in the background. I can increase it a bit more. Have some roads, some pads running. Thanks, Jake, for joining. It's just leaving cards, honestly. But you guys are free to join and chat. Leuven says, oops, sorry. Sana walang return cards para unique. What do you mean? Like they're all of them are unique? Is that what you're saying? So far, I just see two copies. So if this is like a deck builder of like almost 150 cards, that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare for cards. Like you barely would see them. So Clint says, I read somewhere that hardcore Dune fans hate this game because the theme is tacked on. The original game design is not did not use Dune IP, and they just changed it when finalized. Um, the the Dune, if you're looking at Dune in a more traditional sense, which is how um, you know Gale Force 9, when they took on Dune. and they really were very true to form with the original game, which was, acclaimed as one of the most um, uh, nearest to the feel and the theme of Dune. Uh, People also kind of complained that, hey, it's not modern and there's no, more modern feel. Um, I think this is a good introduction to the Dune universe. Much so like how, all of the other incarnations of the Dune PC game are not necessarily as connected to the storyline. Like, I only learned from the books like how integral spice and space travel and seeing the future and stuff was part of the storyline, which wasn't in the PC game as much as I think I never saw it there. Just it was just bikes and tanks and rocket launchers. But people, I think, love that game. So we have here the Chris knife, which is a very iconic knife of the Fremen. Fadakin Death Combo. So these, I think, are um, huh. No, that's going to be a little bit of a problem because my sleeve is right there. Hopefully, the person who's playing it remembers that there's just something obstructing. Some people like to sleeve it like this, right? I can't for the life of me. I know Javi. Um, I know Javi sleeves that way at sometimes. Hey Jake, so good point. So who? So very good keen eye. Yes, I did unsleeve a game to reuse the sleeves, and it's also a deck builder. And I think the although that deck builder is the more portable one, I think in the meantime, since I'll be playing this more, I will be sleeving this first. And that game is that unlucky game is Hero Realms. I did have actually some other sleeves. Kids going like, lucky, those cards can finally breathe. No, but that also meant that they will no longer be played because it's not sleeved. Um, uh, the reason why uh, I normally keep a copy of Hero Realms with me. I don't play it as often, but back when we had open game nights, it's one of the quickest games I can teach new people. That gets them into deck building. Not too many concepts to deal with. They can work with icons and whatnot. Um, I felt that it was a tool in my, an important part of my toolbox. Um, Special mention there, Chani. Uh, she's the special other of Paul Atreides, and there is only one copy of her. There's really just one copy of her. Oh gosh, wow. You got Duncan, Idaho. Is it Duncan, Idaho? Yes. Okay lang. Sleeving is relaxing, but it's also expensive. Yeah, it is. It is. And then you also have to accept there are some games you won't be playing for a while. Um, but when you do sort of, it's kind of like a cell phone, they just get passed on. So maybe when on a future date, I I would come back to it. I'll find some other game that I can unsleep. So Duncan, Idaho, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not. I hopefully I'm not like revealing spoilers. So I'll not do story twists. But yeah, he's part of the House Leto Atreides. But he something happened to him later. Not sure if it will happen in the movie though. A test of humanity. Each opponent chooses. Is this the box? Yeah, it is the box scene. Each opponent chooses discard a card or lose a deployed troop. Interesting. Guild ambassador. I would love to see like a full on LCG for this game. I think that'll be interesting. When I get the budget, I might do FFG sleeves for all of these, but there's a lot of it. So because that's the one that shuffles well, but also can withstand the shuffling. So I love that for the clear sleeves. Even the Ultra Pro is pretty okay. Power play, but nothing beats like the matte sleeves Ultra Pro for shuffling. They just you feel confident that you were able to really shuffle the cards. And an ornithopter, no, a smuggler's thopter. Ah, ah, ah. Here we have the carry-all. I'm laughing because this is the main thing that takes your harvester in the Dune PC game, takes your harvester, moves it to avoid the when it's full, it takes your harvester and brings it back to the refinery. Uh, and it was also part of the movie, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit. Of the movie. Peter DeVries. Hmm, I don't remember him. I do remember Reverend Mother Mohin. Mohin. How did they pronounce her name? They just called her Reverend Mother. I just thought I keep remembering. Sardaukar Legion. Stilgar. The Fremen. Thufir Wahat. Ooh, Gurney. Gurney Halleck. Lady Jessica. So Lady Jessica is the wife of Leto Atreides, and she's also a Bene Gesserit. Yet, so she works for the Emperor and the Fremen. Interesting. Worm Riders. Does the Fremen can do that? Right. We got here. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, Wilson. Peter is the mentat for Harkonnen. Ah. Thanks, Lubin. Have a good day. So Kwisatz Haderach. This is like their sort of Messiah God vision thing, prophecy. Chom directorship. So just a little bit on the cards. So that's the cost. Um, if this is what it gives you. The one the icons on the left hand side is when you use this card to play um, workers. those symbols, if they match to the location, then you can play it. And if you also get the benefit on the gray box, and if you don't use it there, the bottom part is for the after the worker placement phase. So this one gives you three Imperial money, Solari, I think. I think Wilson is also a big Dune fan. Some daggers, just dagger. So, oh, okay. So I get it because these are starter cards. That's why you got those icons already. So diplomacy, Dune, the desert planet, reconnaissance, seek allies, secret ring, a convincing argument. Also, we're all in the uh, player cards territory. Hang on. Diplomacy. Convincing arguments. Fix that. That's weird. Interesting. Arachis liaison. Ah, so I guess these are like generic um, cards that you can buy. Then the this has a name. It's the nine in Dominion. So it gives you a point when you buy it. And fold space. It's a one-time use card, but gives you access to anywhere, just like fold space. Ah, there's two. Alrighty. So a few more cards to. Oh, it's not a few more cards to spare because might as well. Let's go ahead and sleeve. So this is the main deck that you can that you're working with to. Why am I seeing cards that are sometimes I make a mistake and I put two cards in one, so you never know. Better check. I don't think I did that. Okay, we can shuffle. Hey Godwin, Toro, game na to. Ah, some proper sleeve cards. So feels so nice. Ooh, there you go. It's not a Pharaoh shuffle, but it's pretty close. Alrighty. So just a few more. These are um, the the AI, and then these I don't have a choice. I will be sleeving them with clear ones because I haven't seen a black matte sleeve for those. So this is, I think there's two of them. So House Hagal, and is there another one? Oh, they're all House Hagal. Interesting. I thought there was like um, two. So if that's the case, maybe I should hang on. There you go. So we do have some uh, ear sleeves that we can work with. Try these just so um, I don't think these guys will be shuffled as much. So unlike the these guys, so you want that to feel good with the shuffle. Still suits. Hurricane. So we have different for two players. Gotcha. So it changes based on the player count. So I'm guessing you just remove it based on the player count. So the way this is like an automa for two-player game, so there will be the third player, and you draw it. This is the location where the worker will go. This is the effect, and then during combat, they will add that much into their combat. So that's how those work. So Rabbit troops on Spire. Well, Howling, folded space, selective breeding. This is from the Benny Gesserits. They are trying to find the Kizat's Hadarat. And they do that by uh, selective breeding and sort of evolving uh, the human race by specifically training and enhancing the skills of um, the bloodline of the uh, Atreides family. A need for the basic sleeps, small sleeps. I mean, so I think I'll need both. It's a little bit above, if I'm not mistaken, like 56 or something. So it's just missing six on a 50. Great, right? Let's just bring those out. So these are sort of card effects that you can uh, use, which could be on your turn, during the plot, or during combat. Bribery, throne shares, bypass protocol, calculated hire, charisma, corner the market. So these are endgame bonuses. Counselor's dispensation, poison snooper, demand respect. When you're in a conflict, get an allegiance somewhere, or you pay two spice to get more respect. Favored subject, guild authorization, so gain from the Spacing Guild, know their ways. So this is the for the Fremen. Uh, the number of players, if I am not mistaken, is four. Never. One to four players. There. Yeah. Although honestly, I think they could easily have handled five, but um, because of the worker placement aspect, I think um, it was crucial for that, and then they probably will run out of space if they do that. So unlike this approach to worker placement is a little bit more on the traditional side. Where you have to, when you place on a location, that location is occupied, and nobody else can go there. So it's more on the classical, traditional worker placement idea, rather than the new ones today, where you can sometimes you can bid, or it's actually open to everyone, except you can't send already if you're already sent there. Stuff like that. So there are many variations to worker placement today. Um, so this one is using a more fresh approach to like the traditional deck build worker placement by adding deck building, and the deck building side is what restricts you. It's an additional restriction to what you can do to your workers. You can't just send them out, uh, because you have to play a card uh, that will match that location's icon, and if that you do have that card, so even if you don't want, even if you want to go there, but you don't have um, you don't have uh, the card for it, you can't go there. So thing is, these are plots. Combat and endgame. So I'm guessing these are different cards. I think combat and endgame. There you go. So they have something different in the back. Let's see. There. So these are intrigue cards. They're all intrigue cards. Okay. Good. So these are intrigue cards. See that one? I need to use clear cards because I needed to see that back. And these are your conflict cards. There you go. So this decides um, the the version of the objective of that conflict. So whoever gets first in the conflict area will get a point. The second place will get water. The third one will get spice. That is if you guys are playing a four-player game. Two-player game, a three-player game only until the second one, I think. And so for the three-player, for the two-player game, there's a third character anyway. So it's always still going to be first and second because there's practically the third player. Um, who's also you're competing with. So what's interesting here, of course, because the sort of level objectives are different every time, and they grow progressively, rewarding as you push through the game. Um, you also don't know what's going to come up, and it may be something you're not interested in. So let's say you're not interested in working with the emperor, so you don't need necessarily the money to buy the emperor's favor. You could just be working on water, or other things, so you don't mind being second place and things like that. So, but normally, if it's a point, it's going to be a war, because the way I see it, points in this game is very, very sparse. The board has like 12, like or 15, something like that. Like they say it can go higher than that, but it just means that they know the scores are not that high. That means that it's very difficult to actually get a score on the board. Alrighty, we are done sleeving, except for the player mats. I probably won't be able to sleeve that, but I'm pretty sure because of just how the internet works, eventually they will find somebody who would be willing to provide sleeves for that. Okay, now some containers to put these sleeve cards on in. Let's reuse this. And another small one. Is this good one? Not sure. I think it will fit. Yeah. And here, the Ultima cards. Now for these. The problem with their insert, there's sections. It's fine. It's fine actually. So you just you're not just think typically you're expected to like put the cards up. So I'm guessing they go down like that. Um, these are for the players. Some water. I wonder if I can. Let me just bring these guys out first. Ah, so I guess that those are for the rest of the cards. Okay, okay. So that one makes a little bit more sense. This, you know what? This fits well. So I might use that actually. Because I found that the hardest one to take out are these cards. That way it's easier to bring them out. Okay. Um, and I'll just set them in separate compartments for now. But I think I have to maybe get a deck box or something. It probably fits a deck box. Do I have some deck boxes? Let's check. Whoops. Let's just test the size. It fits. Yeah, that fits. This is my old World of Warcraft deck box. So they would go in there. Too bad it can't do that, but I'm pretty sure it could do things. And I'll just do separate covers for the player and the the generic cards for everybody else. Okay, so just return these for now. Okay. So we have these cubes, player colors. Do I have other containers with this? Normally have some other containers, but none of them want. Hang on. What do I have? That's somewhere else. Probably. So, because there's only four players. If I have I'm not mistaken. Let's use, there we go. So I think we use this. So we have for each of okay. So we have some options for our containers. Number one, these guys. That one hopefully goes back in the box. These should become per player, including their. Now the big question is, it's actually quite spacious though. Do I have enough space after I put them all? Let's see if I can do two per color. Since this is big, I probably can find a smaller one. I can look. Yep, it fits. So you can see the level. I don't know if you guys can see the level. So I can fit two of them to stack well, and they are just the right height. All right, these guys. Actually, maybe I should because there's so much space. To be honest, while it's convenient to give for each player, I can still put two together easily. That way I can have another container for the other guys. Yeah, I think that might work. Can it? Nope. Okay, we're losing the pillboxes. So there'll be two for each set. You can still, I can still give it to one player. Choose one color. Give the other person the other one. Stuff like that. So I'm forced to remove the box. Oop, did I break that? Alright. So now they fit two there. And these colors I think could work. I'm not sure if I can fit them for each. I wonder if it will fit. Probably not. No. Well, kinda. It does. It will probably. Yeah, it does close. Oh, cool. Huh. Oh, wait. I have a rogue guy. Kids will fit. Hmm. That's good enough. So there's three. So 9, 10, 16. Or 60 cubes. It's good about it is there is exactly four colors of them. I actually don't know what the cubes are for. Ah, no, these are your armies. I remember. And they gave you so much silica gel. This game is going to be so dry. It's going to be a Euro. Let's move. So these are your units, which you send on the board. So, for those who are wondering, these plastics are not part of the game. It's just me, you know, being OC. Um, I, I I just like them, and I realized these are still your colors. They're actually part of what's distributed to you. They're actually part of what's distributed to you. So I think I think I should still give them one apiece because it will be really your units plus your guys. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So when you deploy, so when you set up, you know, you just each player just give them their own set. And I haven't gone to the point where I have an instruction sheet here where they can like, oh, just follow the rules, put them there because it will be more um, challenging for them to figure out, especially if it's a new game. Like, what are you referring to? All right, all right. If it's snug, okay. So these guys are kind of fine. Actually, I probably can still find some good. Oh, I have a lot of these. A lot of gels. These we'll put in the container for now. Because anyway, these guys, I normally would be the one personally to bring them out. So they're fine, distributed this way. Even this one, I don't think I need to specialize the container for that one because setup wise, I'll be dealing with the tokens here, plopping down the resources for each one. So those will find where they are figured. Okay, so let's look at our final product for now. So not so bad. Um, I have here my solo, then the influence in the rounds, the um, spice, and the Emperor's Money, Solaris. Then the water in the game. So I could put them all in here if I want. Lots of space. Then I have these guys sleeved already, so it's easier to pick them back out. That's there. I can probably put some pads here just so that they don't move around. These stay like that. Let's add the silica gel inside. They provided this cover thing. And then put the rules. We can put the rules there. And then finally the board, which I haven't shown you guys. Let me just open that up quickly. I'm gonna do nothing in the back. There you go. So these are the different worker placement spots. You can see there's a shape and a color. And depending on the card you play, it will have a symbol on it. And if that has a symbol on it, you can put your worker here. Then you have the combat zone, where depending on the round, whoever wins the combat at the end of that round uh, gets whatever bonuses that are programmed for that round. Cool. And then finally, to button that up, you have some spacers. Because it doesn't, it's not a, it's not a full kit. I still keep these because it helps sort of just protect the box for its size. All right, that is an hour 30 minutes of almost hour 30 minutes of sleeving cards. Thank you for the ones who are still with me all the way at the very end. I hope this was a relaxing activity for you guys, and I didn't frustrate you from ooh, my OCness like now, because I'm gonna have to change how I placed the box cover because I accidentally flipped it. Control the spice, control the universe. Dune Imperium. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you, Wilson, for all the insights and the reminisce of all the old school Dune references. So until next time, everyone, stay safe, have fun gaming. Bye bye.